Hello, it's Jennifer Savari, and today I'll show how I made this very fast, very simple thank you card. And how I came about this was a subscriber had made a comment that the Fiori egg was beautiful, but when else would we really use it throughout the year? And so that really got me thinking of how else to use that beautiful pattern. And so this is what I came up with for that. I'll also show this pattern up against some other colors to give ideas for that. I started off using a rectangle basic set, and I used the third and fourth largest and nested them together to create a frame. So this frame is going to sit on the top panel, which is a watercolor note card, 4 inches by 5.25 inches. And this just creates a nice matted frame. The Fiori Layer C has that very beautiful center portion, and so I needed to die cut that, again out of the watercolor note card. And I cut around it once I die cut it just to leave space for gluing it together. And I could set that aside for now. For now, I needed to create the little center in the note card panel. And so I just measured off 2 inches from each side and penciled in a little X marks the spot where they met. And that is my center point, 2 inches in from each direction. And so then I just placed the die over, die cut it, and then went ahead and erased those pencil marks. Now I'm gluing the outside facing section here of the Fiori, and I'll place this behind so that the right side is showing out. Now this could be lined up any way inside that center, but I wanted to make sure that it was lined up straight however I did it. So I placed the top edge on my grid and then just made sure that those two centers were aligned on that line. And then I put it under a nice granite tile to dry. Next was time to stamp the sentiment, and I'm using the thank you from the Little Birdie stamp set. I love the font used for this thank you, and I'm going to stamp it with Versamark ink. Now since I'm using the watercolor paper, I may need to stamp it twice, which I did, and so I'm using the Misty just to line that up and enable that second stamp in a perfect position. So after I did that, I embossed it with the Hero Arts Platinum. And you can see I should have used my little anti-static tool, but a little brush worked fine and it wasn't too bad. After I embossed it, I went ahead and added the little frame that I had cut out earlier, and then I put a double stitched circle around it. Now, I left the two together. I did not separate them from the die set, and I die cut them as one so that I could get that little frame that goes around it. Now I always keep my die cuts together in the little envelope, and they're wonderful just to grab and go if I ever need one. So nothing was wasted. So I'm adding the circle, the double stitched circle around the Fiori, and then that little frame with no stitching just added a really nice grounding to the whole design. Now this top will be glued to a base, and whatever is the base will show through. So I thought it would be fun to show these Birch Press design note cards and the different colors and how it would look. So these are some of the new colors out, and they're just beautiful. I just love them. I'm using Pool is what I wound up using for this example, but that cherry blossom is also very beautiful. And I wanted to show black as well for a formal occasion like a graduation thank you. And here I am snipping off the just very edge of those corners to kind of take that bluntness out of it and give it a smoother look. Now, if using glossy accents, I wanted to show that it would be important to make sure and glue that center portion down so that the glossy accents doesn't get in underneath. I did not use glossy accents for this, but it would be adorable. And so I went ahead and just put one little sequin from the Mermaid Tail set, and it completed the card. And these note cards are colored front and back, which I think is a really nice added touch. This design is so simple and quick to make that these make the perfect thank you notes for an event that maybe several thank you cards need to be made for, such as graduation thank yous, or maybe bridal shower or wedding thank yous could be done in the colors of the wedding. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a great day. We'll see you again soon.